Hi, I'm Jane Midwood from First Call Help Desk. I'd like to talk to you about the customer experience and why it's not a cost centre. I speak to businesses every single week. They all care about customers, but their support muzzle just hasn't caught up. The reality is, on the surface, everything looks fine, but underneath, there's pressure building. Common frustrations, service availability only offering 9 till 5. The world's changed and everybody expects a 24-hour solution, but how do businesses keep up? We can use chatbots and we can use AI agents, but here at First Call Help Desk, we use real people. The services challenges that people face and that we see are slow response times, lack of availability, call answering being used out of hours, and misalignment of customers' expectations. We need to understand what the customer wants. They don't want delayed responses. They don't want a limited availability. They don't want single channel support. They, they don't want to be chasing and they don't want an inconsistent service. And I'm afraid if you don't keep up with the times and start supporting your customers 24/7, that's exactly what they get in. You need to remember that customers compare you to the best experience they've had. And customers expect more than ever now. The problems that they deal with is customers have increase of seasonal demand, whether you're running a business that deals with holiday makers or you're running a consumer care line that has power tools or gardening equipment. There's seasonality, and you've got to really take note of how you support these customers, because just offering a Monday to Friday 9 till 5 isn't going to cut it anymore. Customers expect more. You're probably running support at the moment if you offer 24/7 on a rotational basis. And the other thing you've got to look at is, a staff turnover and not offering a 24/7 service. They're all really going to affect your business and how you grow. We've worked with a villa company, a leading villa company, for several years now, and they came to us with a problem. They'd just won a new client, a really large airline, and the airline needed them to be 24/7, which they were, but they were running the 24/7 function with their villa managers abroad on a mobile phone. So you can imagine the type of experience their customers get or their customers got when they were trying to call with an emergency problem. Um, they'd get voicemails left, they wouldn't be able to speak to a real person, and it just led to frustration. We've been working with them for several years now, and we work as an integral part of their business, providing 24-hour support, call handling for issues that are in resort. And we've just become a simple extension to their team. That's what customers want. They want a great service. Sometimes there's obstacles that people and businesses put in the customer's way, like only offering single channel support. It's absolutely madness, but I see it all the time. When I'm buying a product, I do look to see if they have a phone number, because a lot of companies have taken that away. And when I've questioned them why, they said it's to do with cost. We can't afford to recruit people internally to provide a 24/7 service. But that just seems ludicrous when there's BPO companies like First Call Help Desk out there that are based in the UK and offer real-time 24/7 support. You should be offering phone, you should be offering email, chat, an omni-channel service, because chat only creates friction, complex issues. They just need real conversations. Again, we've talked about limited availability. You've got a product, you've got a service, and you're only offering 9 till 5. Monday to Friday, no bank holidays, no weekends. It's just ludicrous. We had customers that have come to us who provide facility management services, and they were running their business just on a mobile phone, somebody on rota. And, you're taking a call in the middle of a shopping center. How's that creating a really good environment? And how are they gonna log the details, and have real-time tracking? So the strategic impact and what businesses get wrong, customer experience, it protects the revenue. Support is seen as a cost, but it really needs to be seen as value, because once you provide really good support to your customers, they'll come back time and time again. We see teams stretched, running, I know, running on a person, running a help desk. Staff get burnt out, and support is often, unfortunately, the last thought. One of our clients, they were running first line support with their second and third line engineers. It's just such an expensive model to actually do it this way, when actually outsourcing is a lot more cost effective, and it's more resilient than relying on a single person. So what is the real problem? I don't think it's your product, and I don't think it's your people. It's your availability, your structure, and your scalability. So if you shift from reactive to structured and from limited to scalable, just by looking at how you can work a better way to add value to your customers. So let's talk about the elephant in the room when it comes to outsourcing is trust. Trust is a barrier. We get it. You do have to build trust, but it's no different than if I know, you went to a recruitment agency. They vetted the people for you. You interview them. Do they automatically align to your values? Do you trust them? Do you have control of them? You have none of those things. We see so many times people recruit internally, they're not the right fit, and they end up just going through the same steps again and again. But trust is built by building relationships that work. Loss of control, brand concerns, and quality concerns, they are real issues when you're looking at an outsourced partner. But in reality, you gain visibility, you have better reporting, and you have better structure. So, how do we work with you and your team focus? So, we work as a simple extension of your team. We offer first line support, and consumer care support. We do ticket management using your system, or if you don't have one, you're a startup, we understand that. We use ours and give you full visibility. We learn your systems, your products, whatever it is that you want us to learn, and we align with your values. That's really important to us. We don't take any business on. Not everybody fits with our values, but what we do is work with you to make sure you're the right fit and we're the right fit for you. And what that means is you can deal with complex issues, you can deal with growth, higher value work, focus on the business and build partnerships. And that's also about building a partnership with a trusted outsource partner like First Call Help Desk. Customer experience, it does drive growth. And if any of this feels familiar, it's time to change. We'd love to have a chat with you. I'm Jane Midwood. I'm co-owner with my husband of First Call Help Desk. We've been running First Call Help Desk for over 15 years now, and we'd love to have a chat and a conversation. Just either pick up the phone, have a look at our website, or drop us an email, and we'd love to have a no obligation chat. So that's First Call Help Desk, your business partner of choice, real people offering real solutions. Thanks for listening.